Oh, so YouTube family, it's like this. Dan Orlovsky, the agent who I warned Deion Sanders about, because he's the guy that'll say two good things about Shedeur, and I always tell y'all be careful. There's always a lead up to what he really means. He's the same guy that tried to tear down Justin Fields and talk about his IQ. Dan always brings brothers' IQ up, but he doesn't do it for his Mayo counterpart. Now remember, this was a trash quarterback. Trash trash again. But this is the man that gets to judge Shedeur, critique Shedeur. So I know you're gonna tell me it's the job, but you're correct. That's ESPN job to tear down brothers. But I'm gonna show you real video proof how this man was one of the snakes who caused Shedeur, but he's now trying to clean it up and dance because he will always stick the code. Now, before we get started with receipts, I know, goddamn, I'm the guy that you can't stand because I'm not your favorite YouTuber, but you're gonna respect these goddamn receipts. That's something you can't get over. It's almost like scripture. Now, give me my theme song. Oh, so YouTube family, it's like this. Dan Orlovsky is going to get exposed right now. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Dan, the tapping dance. Well, I can't even call him that. He's doing what males are supposed to do.
Okay,
So before I even play that video, he goes out his way and says this before the draft, actually during the draft. He said, actually, right, like hours before the draft started, he started his own sabotage moment. It was either a day before the job or the draft or hours before it. He says being Deion's son is not a good reason to trade for Shedeur Sanders. What was unfair with him saying that was the fact that Shedeur Sanders is one of the most accomplished college quarterbacks from the HBCU level, from the Power 5 and Power 6 level. Look at that. Shedeur put up big productions during his college football career. In 4 years, he completed 70.1% of his pass attempts for 14,347 yards, 134 touchdowns, and only 27 interceptions. I mean, this way by far better than Dan. There are quarterbacks I've seen Dan go out his way to uplift. Never forget, Dan Orlovsky was the guy that propped up Zach Wilson in front of the world. He would have tears in his eyes to tell people how great Zach Wilson was. He never talked about the IQ, the mental strength, the crap he's using now on Shedeur. This guy is a bastard in every single way. Now, listen to the video yourself if you think I'm just yapping.
Okay, so a couple things here. First of all, I think Shedeur is going to go 21 to the Steelers tonight. Everything that you hear is that people in their building that are very important decision makers that really like Shedeur. So I do think he goes 21. Marcus, I got to push back on you because you just waxed for 60 seconds about how the pedigree and where he comes from and being Deion's son and all the positives come from that or that have been kind of shined on him, but then in the same breath say, I don't want him to be penalized for being Deion's son. We can't have it both ways. If we're going to laud praise on him for being Deion's son and the understanding and the pedigree that Stephen A. brought up and the characteristics and how he's been molded because of his father, right. And those are all things that have been benefits to him and that will probably be in the NFL, we can't sit there and say, well, it's held against him as well. Because while his dad was one of the greatest ever, Shedeur's not that right now physically. He's not this remarkable, rare, unbelievable unicorn athlete. And so here's my thing with the late first-round quarterbacks. Marcus, you heard me say this yesterday. Stephen A., remember a couple years ago where Green Bay traded up into the back end of the first round and selected Jordan Love? Right. They did that because Jordan Love has got uncoachable.
I'm done with that. I'm not about to play the whole thing. Dan Orlovsky, you are a racist, and you're just a frail coward Mayo racist. And let's just be honest. You said, we can't have it both ways. Why? Why? Which way or the other? It's as if you're saying we can't have him taking the attributes and traits beyond being Deion's son's an accomplished football player. and also try to say it's because Deion's sons. In other words, you're trying to say is we have to accept if he's Deion's son, then we have to accept the bad too. But why is that fair? You're trying to say Deion was some type of criminal at the time he played, so Shedeur is not this spectacular. But I'm gonna show you why you're a bitch, Dan Orlovsky. Why didn't you do the same thing with the Manley family? Because look at Arch Manning. You talk about the pedigree. Oh, it's Arch grandson. It's Peyton's nephew. It's Eli nephew. You bitch ass racists keep moving the goalposts. Dan, I can't get mad about you because I've always told my supporters and everybody, if y'all go through my videos, I don't like you. Not only because you're a trash football player, because you're a passive aggressive coward. You want to be part of the good old boys clubs, but even they don't like you. They don't know if you're conservative or you're a lib. They just know you're also a bitch. Yeah, Mayo people hate you more than me, but it's the fact that you're using your platform to denigrate Shedeur with fallacies, kindergarten-like arguments. How did you get this job? I looked at my resources. He's going to be the 21 pick with Pittsburgh. How did I know he's not going to be getting selected by Pittsburgh? And I don't even work for that trash ESPN because they hire anybody. Like I keep telling people, any trash garbage could get that job. Look at Marcus Spears and Stephen A. Smith. They let a weak, frail Mayo man like you cook them, and you didn't cook anything with ingredients. You people don't even use seasoning, so calm down. When I say you cook, it means you let two weak brothers not defend themselves, so therefore it was embarrassing. But you people can't cook. I don't want to get into that, but let's fast forward. We're not done with this yet because I like exposing the Mayo creatures. And you guys can pause and read the articles yourself. The reason why I'm offended by this, you play it off when Deion Sanders come on your weak programs. You're all smiling teeth. You turn into this big groupie. But every time Deion departs from your weak networks, you come with the hit pieces. You come with the excuse. Now you're using Jordan Love as an excuse because he's a brother, which made no sense at all. First of all, his father murked himself. So should Deion unalive himself so his son could be validated as a first round? Dudes like you are trash. I keep telling my people, stop thinking because of their complexions, they're by far more intelligent than you. Again, let me tell you, only 5 to 10% of these group of people are intelligent. The 95 to 90% of them are just hicks in the outback. How you can't see Dan is one of these hicks? He just looked the part, so they put him on TV. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to be an aficionado. I mean, you got a knee grumps like Stephen A. Smith on TV, but at least he knows to do his research. These Mayo people don't do research. They get on TV to denigrate you. I can't believe he said he believes that teams trade back later into the first round to select QBs with uncoachable physical traits. Not Shedeur's not this remarkable, rare, unbelievable unicorn athlete. So Dan, was Zach Wilson this rare unicorn athlete? What I should have did for this video, but I'm on fire for my supporters. I don't got time to look for it. But anybody who challenged me that you never supported Zach Wilson, I'm going to give them 20 videos where you supported Zach Wilson. And I honestly can find over 100 clips of different days of you sucking on this dude, educational purpose, on his prowess that he never had. When was Zach Wilson this unicorn athlete? But now you move the goalpost for Shedeur. You don't bring up his actual traits, which is to be a great pocket awareness quarterback. But all of a sudden, it's the dad thing, uncoachable. You know, Dan, the same things you took away from Lamar Jackson. Why didn't you say the same thing about Lamar and his unicorn traits? All of a sudden, black athletes get to be talked about in unicorn traits. You used to denigrate us for that. You used to say we're not IQ level enough. It's pocket awareness quarterbacks that win the big games. All of a sudden, unicorn athletes. But you supporters of weak, coward, passive-aggressive Dan is going to tell me it's not about race. You think I'm mad. I'm edifying my people. Farrakhan said something great, bruh. We can be these Sambos and talk about the black plight and all that, or our actions got to speak louder than words. So I universally use this platform to teach, educational purpose, follow the YouTube guidelines, but never tap dancing for your kind, Dan. I'm not done yet. Look at the yards that Sanders threw for. Look at the efficient ratings. But you clowns only bring that up when it's a Mayo quarterback. Look at the guys who were drafted before Shedeur. Why didn't you call that out since you said, oh, it's not coachable and blah, blah, blah. You know, Mayo rants. Why didn't you bring it for Tyrus Sobel? Or I'm even admit, why didn't you bring it for Jalen Milroe? Because Jalen doesn't have enough cachet to represent the melanated community the way the Sanders family has. This is the reason Cam Ward went #1. And don't forget it, Cam Ward, I'm going to upload a video. I just finished creating it, and it showed proof Cam Ward got attacked for talking about country music. Oh, I'm going to show y'all with receipts and proof. I warned Cam Ward about this. Just because you eat the biggest chicken and the biggest piece of chicken on the National Plantation Football League, it doesn't mean it's not about race. It's funny, bro. I can't even be angry at these people, bro. You guys can pause and read this, bro. He was always considered a top 5 pick for the last 2 years. And all of a sudden, all you Mayo people have the same narrative talking points. Gee, I wonder why. Nah, not really. I know you people. I don't do these videos so I can wonder and be like these other Negrums and Negroes. Oh, what happened? I've been warning you people about this for 3.5 years, and y'all called me delusional. And on this channel, I've been warning you about these Mayo people for multiple years, 10 years, and all the deleted channels I lost, allegedly. I've lost probably millions and millions of views on data and information, and it doesn't stop nothing, because you can't stop the ancestors giving me a spirit to give to my sisters and my brothers. All you can do is put out propaganda out there. Now, only a fool in the circus falls for the propaganda. Now, them 10% of people that look like me, you the only one I care about. These other 90%, they're from the Chickling circus, and they know who they are, because watch they get offended. Maybe it was meant that way. All scripture leads to truth and prophecies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. Never forget guys like Dan Orlovsky, who makes these words so true. It's bigger than football. It's always going to be deeper than football. Peace.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I